All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at StopThePirates.blogspot.com. 11/13/17. It's Monday. Or no, yeah, Monday. No, I don't know what's going on with my camera here, but I don't know. I guess it's starting to give out a little bit. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about licenses today. A license is asking permission from the king to do something that would otherwise be considered illegal. That's why everything is licensed. If you want to sell cars, real estate, boats, drive a car, not drive it, but travel in it, operate it. Licensing is begging for permission and submitting to someone else's will. And adults do not beg permission for something they're lawfully entitled to do and prepared to take full responsibility for so doing. Anything with a license can be granted, must, by definition, be fundamentally lawful. Otherwise, it would be incapable of being licensed. And there is, therefore, absolutely no need for an adult to ask such permission. The act of obtaining a license is the act of throwing away a fundamental right and substituting a revocable privilege instead. So we get into all these adhesion contracts at the DMV and all this shit. That's how they get you. But there's actually no law that says you have to have a license or be licensed or register your vehicle. We just go along to get along because that's the way it's done. And we figure, well, it's for the best, and we're stupid, so they must be smarter than we are. Anyway, registration of anything transfers superior ownership to the entity accepting the registration. Once an item has been registered, you are no longer the owner, even though you will still be paying for the item, but instead you become the keeper. This includes cars, houses, even your children, which are registered with the state, who become wards of the state by virtue of a birth registration. The word regus means handing ownership to the crown, which, by the way, is the British crown in Temple Bar and not Queen Elizabeth II. That's why people think it's your right to vote in an election, but it's not, because you have to register to vote. And by doing so, you give up all your constitutional rights when you sign under penalty of perjury that you are a U.S. citizen, which isn't what anybody thinks it is. They think a U.S. citizen is you, but it's not you. It's a corporate fiction. In all these cases, you're being offered a service, which includes benefits in the form of privileges. You're always fully entitled to waive such services, and of course, you will also be waiving the attendant benefits as you so choose. Your choice is ultimately to either assert your inalienable rights or accept revocable privileges. I.e., do you want to be a licensed driver or a natural human being with the right to travel? Your choice. And in the law, it can give rise to a fiction, but a fiction cannot give rise to a law. Consequently, a legal fiction called the government has no power to make law. It is, in point of fact, bound by law, like everyone else, and including all other legal fictions. Congress, which is the opposite of progress, is another legal fiction entity. Statutes created by Congress are not, therefore, the law. They are legislated rules for a society and only applicable to members of that society, the law society, which you and I are, I'm just assuming, are probably not a part of. Join a different society and you won't be bound by a different set of rules. If this were not the case, it would be impossible to become, for example, a Freemason and be bound by the rules of Freemasonry. Statutes are nothing more than the company policy of the United States Corporation or the United States of America Corporation, etc. So only a sovereign, flesh and blood human being, the living soul, has a mind. Only something with a mind is capable of devising a claim. Legal fictions are soulless and do not possess a distinct mind. They cannot, therefore, in law, make a claim. When it is you versus, state of California or state of Utah or whatever, cannot come to court and make a claim against you. Only someone representing it can. So in every federal case, the plaintiff is the United States of America Corporation. Well, who's the injured party then? Who got damaged? Since they own everything, you registered everything with them. They got damaged. So, a society is in essence nothing more than a grouping of like-minded souls, since it is defined as a number of people joined by mutual consent and to deliberate, determine, and act for a common goal. A society makes its own rules, and its members are duty bound to follow them. Different societies can exist, having their own unique sets of rules. One way of choking the action of a de facto court is to claim membership of a society that only exists in common law jurisdiction. The World Freeman Society has been set up precisely for this purpose. I don't really know too much about the World Freeman Society, but whatever. Contractual obligation. For any contract to be lawful, including a contract between yourself as plaintiff or defendant in a de facto court, it must compromise the following: full disclosure, legal consideration, lawful terms and conditions, and wet signatures. Wet signatures of both parties, that means handwritten signatures, is made by two human beings. Even though businesses and officials act as though there's a lawful contract in place, 99 times out of 100 these rules have not been followed. Maybe it is 999 times out of 1,000 or even more. Standing on these 4 rules requesting proofs, it is a simple way to stalemate just about every action that may be taken against you. And then, just as a last note, you don't have to pay taxes, only taxpayers do. Paying taxes is voluntary. Filling out a W-4 is the contract used to make you agree to pay taxes. For this and more of this information, please go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thanks, have a good day.